Good morning, happy Friday everybody. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. My name's Mel and I'm going to be taking you through this first hour, and oh my word, if you've got a scan and cut, you do not want to miss this show. If you love your tattered lace, if you want a freebie with some of the dies, if you want the physical magazine as a PDF that you can print out all the backing papers from and get all the inspiration, we've got that for you. We've got a brilliant hour. In fact, we've got a really good cool day actually. Next hour after this, we're doing moulds. Wait till you see what you're getting for your money in that one. Amazing. Anyway, let me introduce you to the team first of all. We've got Sean on cameras this morning. Morning, Sean.
Morning.
We've got our lovely Amber in the driving seat. Morning. And we're going to have a lovely hour. We'll do some die cutting, we'll talk about products, we'll show you lovely stuff, and then we'll, just going to have a great time. Right, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about live shopping. So, there's various places where you can watch us on live shopping. You can watch us on YouTube, so if you want to put us on your TV, you can, which is good, isn't it? You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, if you want to shop with us on either of our social platforms, we will show you a product, and that product will have a code. And all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will put that product into a basket for you. Then you'll receive a direct message. When you open that message, you'll see a link. Click the link. That will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where I need you to log into your account and then check out those baskets, especially on this show, because we've got a couple of brilliant deals that are digital. So it means that there's no postage and it will be instant for you. So the sooner you check out, the sooner you can be crafting with it, okay? Now then, if you would prefer to shop directly on the website, you can also do that. You don't need the shop codes for that. Just press play, and as soon as that show goes live, all the items in that show will appear down the right hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that shopping bag and that will take you through that process. Now, the reason I'm asking you to log into your account is because when you do, you get the club member benefits. So if you haven't got an account with us, please open one. The only reason we ask you for your birthday, so we can send you something a little bit special on that day. But please open an account, because it automatically and for free makes you a Highlight Club member, which means that you get extra discount on every order. Even when we slash the price, you still get that discount, which is fantastic. You also get 5 points for every £1 that you spend. Now, they're loyalty points that you can spend on products as you go along, or you can save them up and use them for a higher priced purchase. But you get 5 for each one, which are brilliant. And also, if you get that basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we'll pay your postage for you so that you don't have to, which is great, isn't it? Because that little bit each time you shop adds up, doesn't it? So have a good peruse around our website as well, because we do a deal of the day on the web. We'll get that pulled from the warehouse, and we'll show you that in the next hour. Can you just put that in the group chat, Amber, for me, please? So we do a daily deal. And then I've got my deal of the day today, which I'm going to talk to you about in a few minutes. But make sure that you check out our website before you check out your baskets. Now, the other thing that I know quite a lot of you like to do is shop ahead from midnight. So if you go into Highlight Crafts homepage, click Shop Today's Deals after midnight, click on that. All the offers in that day will open up, and then you can pop them into your basket and beat the queues. Right, let's say good morning to a few of you, shall we? We have got, there's loads of blinking heads, loads of you this morning. Morning to Lizzie. We've got Deborah with us, Wendy, Sue, Anne, morning. We've got Laura C. We've got Ria, happy Friday. I love the fact that you're all taking that on. I think that's brilliant. Ria's in the Netherlands. We've got Alan with us, good morning. We've got Elaine. We've got Mandy. Bonnie's with us from Michigan. Nice to see you. Well, to know that you're there. We've got, good morning from a wet Nelson, says Linda Madden. Yeah, it's not going to be great today, is it? And it's going colder. I think we're going to get to about 10 degrees here in Derbyshire, so it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Daphne says, good morning, family. It has been a while. Was off last night as today my brother. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, laying a brother to rest today. Oh, I hope it goes as well as it can do. Bless you. We're sending you lots and lots of love from us here at Highlight Crafts. It came to be my extended family who I love and adore. Hi, Highlighters. That's lovely. Oh, I hope everything goes well. Oh, that's probably giving me goosebumps. He'll be watching over you now, so you'll have to behave yourself. We've got David with us, Petra, Crafty Lou, Rachel, Anne's with us, Linda, Anne Bond. Okay, Anne Bond, question, a silly question. Do we get the files instead of dies to make the cards? Okay, Anne, I need to know which one you're talking about, whether you're talking about the physical one or the digital one. I'll come back to that in the morning. Right now then, Pauline Ellerington. Good morning, Mel and everyone. Morning, Pauline. Ordered the big bundle and now I'm going to get techie and ask how much storage I need, please. I feel a third external hard drive may be required, in addition to a 4.5 terabyte, which already has loads on. What do you think, Sean?
If it's the SVG one,
yes.
I have memories of it being about 10, I think it was just slightly too big for our USB, so I'm going to guess about 9-10 gigabytes.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Okay. Off the top of your head. No, about 9-10, which is great.
Plenty of space.
Yeah, you've got loads of space. You're good. Good morning, everyone. I've just bought all the SVG Tattered Lace magazine with my points. Sheila, go on. Thank you. I already had them through my purchase for Crate and Craft, but I am happy to have bought them again to have them on my Highlight Craft account. Thank you. You're an amazing team of crafters, and I really appreciate everything you do. You know what, Sheila? We won't be here without you guys, so we appreciate you too. So thank you. Good morning to Pat. We've got Geraldine with us. We've got Doreen, Chris, Tracy, Linda, Barbara, Morwen, Rachel, Elizabeth, Maureen C. We've got Tracy, Bridget. We've got Ria, Jacqueline, Sheila, Chris and Anne. Oh, and we've got our deal of the day. Is it loaded on the show yet? We'll come back to that in a minute. Right, let me talk to you about this one first of all. Now, we did 108 issues of the Tattered Lace magazine. Over the time that we did it, there was 108. Oh, look. There's our lovely Nancy. Bless her. Look. Oh, I miss Nancy. And the way that this worked was you got a free product on the front of your magazine, and the first 7 or 8 projects in that magazine were using that free die, okay? And you got this through your post every month, and it was full of information, inspiration and education. That's what our lovely Nancy, that was her kind of line, if you like, for explaining what the magazine was. Now, also in your magazine, you got pattern papers, so background papers. So you got different papers within each issue. So obviously now we're not doing the Tattered Lace magazine anymore, but what we've done, if you were to print everyone out, this is how much paper you would use. Look at this lot. I know you get a lot of content in here. So this is the physical magazine, not the SVG one. So this is just one. These are the front covers printed out for you. So you can see you've got a lovely eclectic mix of all of these. So if you want to buy this and get all of that inspiration, information and education, plus all of those backing papers, you can get that today. So it'll be digital, so you don't have to print them all out. It'll be a PDF, and you can then go in. So if you ever lose your crafty mojo, I don't think you'll ever use it again, because there are so many great hints and tips and ideas inside all of those 108 issues, which is phenomenal. So if you're a die cutter, this one's for you. Can we put the details on the screen for that, my lovely, please? This one is shop full. Instead of being £432, wow, it's 30 today. £30. Now, you imagine you've got, let's say on average, you've got 40 designs in each magazine, okay? Times that by 108, you're at 4,320. That's a lot of inspiration, right? Plus, you've got every single backing paper that we've ever put in. So you can print them time and time and time and time again. So you imagine going into a craft shop and saying, I want all of those papers and I want to keep coming back and being able to print them. You want you to print them for me on any medium that I want you to print them on. They'd be like, yeah, go away, not having that. And I only want to pay £30, by the way. That's not happening. That is what you're getting when you buy into the physical PDF, which is brilliant, right? So Shop Full will get you all of that for £30. Right, come with me. I'm going to talk to Scan and Cut users now. So you've probably heard this story before, but we do get new people all the time, so I'm going to tell it again. When we did the final 2 Tattered Lace magazines on the old Create and Craft, when we did the final 2, Nancy, myself and Stephanie were up in the hub. It was like the top of the building, the Newark Road, and you used to go up there and there was like a canteen up there. So we were all in one Sunday and we went upstairs and we sat there, and Nancy and Stephanie are talking about what they want to do with the upcoming Tattered Lace magazine, the physical one. So they're discussing that, and Stephanie knows me well enough now. When I do this, it means I'm thinking and then I'm working something out in my head. So she's like, what? I said, I'm wondering whether we could actually do a digital version for Scan and Cut users. So I saw it sinking and she was like, yeah, okay, all right, go away and tell me come back and tell me what that looks like. I said, I know what it looks like. She said, right, go on then. I said, so I want them to be able to open the magazine, any of the 24, well, that's what we knew, that's how many we did, but any of the magazines, and make every single project that's in that magazine. I said, so you know how the die cutters get the first 7 or 8, and then you'd have to buy you'd have to sort out your words, Melanie. Dies. Thank you, Sean. You'd have to buy any extra dies that came out as collections to complete the rest of the projects. And she said, right, okay, so is that just like the dies where they get the first ones? I said, no, I want a magazine where a Scan and Cut customer can open it on any page, and if there's a project on that page, they can make it. And she's like, yeah, I get that, but what does that look like? I said, well, I want the cutting file for the card base. I want all the mats and layers, and if one's red and one's green, I want those printable so they can use that rather than going into the cardstock. I said, I then want to be able to have all the charisma with it so that they can have all the cutting files for that. I said I'd like them to have any sentiments. If a sentiment's been put on a card, we could have that as a drawing file. And then if there's anything that we do with an embossing folder, we want that as like a stencil design. And there was silence, and she went, have you any idea how much work that is? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I said, and on top of that, I want us to film every card so they've got a class. I have no idea how I got away with that, but I did. Now then, that is worth £720. We've been bringing it to you on some of the Scan and Cut shows on Tuesday at $89.99, okay? $89.99. Today, well, I went upstairs yesterday and Stephanie said, we've had a really good day today. We've bought them loads of really good deals. Let's do a really good deal on that. And she said, what do you need it to be? I went, $39.99. Silence. I went, seriously, $39.99. She's like, right, do it. So this is one of them printed out. Now, I worked out from this one, in total, you're getting, with across all 24, nearly 10,000 cuttable files. How incredible is that? So this is one of them printed off, okay? Now, you can go into this magazine and you can make that card. You can make all of those mats and layers. You can make that one. You can make the envelope. You can have all of this charisma artwork. You've got all these written instructions, but also our Amanda actually did videos for most of these as well. You can make that, you can make that, but then you've also got that frame. Then you've also got this piece of lace that you can use again and again and again. And this is the joy. This is almost too big to get your head around because you're getting so much. And now for such a small amount of money, this is the best value SVG files that we will ever be able to bring you. And that's a big statement because I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. But I can't see us ever doing an SVG package that contains nearly 10,000 files, plus all the printable elements, plus all the education. It's just fabulous. So now if you look at this, you could use this outside edge. Now, when you look at the outside edges on here, which is lovely, that now, as an SVG customer, becomes a whole set of nested dies. It becomes frames, it becomes apertures, it becomes card shapes. It's just phenomenal. Look, it shows you, it gives you all these different ideas of how to use your projects. You can make that one, and that one, and that one. And you've got all the information and inspiration. Look, shows you how to put all these little flowers together, ideas of how to crop down and snip into your files. But all of this is coming to you today as a digital download. So you've got the castle, you've got the carriage, you've got the backing papers, you've got the sentiment, you've got the actual artwork, you've got the mats and layers, and that's just in one project. This is phenomenal value for money. Look at this, you've got the lady in there, you've got all of those background papers. If it's printable, you've got it as a printable file. You've got all the flowers, you've got her in there, and then you're using the castle from the other one. This, my friends, is absolutely tremendous value for money. I don't know another craft magazine where I can just print off what I want and I can make every single project. Look at all these cutting files. Now you might see some of them repeated because when we did them, we did several out of the same kind of papers, etc. But the backgrounds, look at that. Straight away, you've got that in 250 different sizes. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Look at all this lot that you're getting. This is what one magazine looked like when we printed it out. All of that content for you, and your backing papers in here as well. Now, normally we've done it at $89.99 recently. We've also done it where we've included it with the SDX. We've got a different deal on the SDX at the moment, but now you can get this little lot for $39.99. You'll still get your discount, you'll still get your loyalty points, and there won't be any postage because it's digital. How cool is that? Now the classes, just so that you know, she doesn't start and cut everything out and build it all up. She has lots of bits cut. And when we used to do the physical magazine, this was a lot of fun actually. Myself, I think Corinne was involved, Stephanie and Nancy used to film throughout the night. So as the Crate and Craft shows finished at 10, by 10:30 we were in the studios and we were filming. And what we filmed was the bits that was quite difficult to put into words. So rather than trying to explain it verbally, we did it as a video. You will get that kind of video with your SVG download. This is phenomenal value for money, guys. So please, please don't miss out on this. It's just for today. And then the price is going back up. This is my deal of the day. So please don't miss out on that. If you've got a scan and cut, you will learn so much from that. It's brilliant. Right. Deal of the day. TV's gone off, Amber. Of course it has, she said. Good morning, Mel. I bought the 1 to 24 downloads when I bought a scan and cut. Dare you ask Stephanie for the next 24 magazine issues? Absolutely, categorically not. I don't think I'd have a job on Monday if I did that. The reason we can't go backwards, Pat, is because we don't have the staff here to be able to do that. And it was a massive job. I'll tell you now, it took 4 graphic designers, 2.5 weeks to create that magazine. Now we have 2 graphic designers at the moment because the rest of them are on maternity leave or whatever. So there is absolutely no way that we're doing that, unfortunately. I'd love to, but we just don't have the resource. Right, now then, question please. Is this all of the magazines or are there more after number 80? Pauline, if you're talking about the physical one, you're getting all 108. So you'll get 82, 108 as well. It's all of them. Every single one that we ever did in the physical, you're getting as a PDF. Oh, Geraldine's talking tech. I'm not sure about that. No questions yet? No. Okay, good. Doing my job then. Perfect. Right, shall we talk deal of the day? Now, Shop Royal is going to get you all 4 of these pads for $7.99. This is great. This is definitely going in my stocking filler for Alice. She'll love this. It's a nice size too. So Royal and Langnickel, we've been bringing you quite a lot of products from Royal and Langnickel now. They're one of the brands that we are going to carry here at Highlight Crafts. We've got another very exciting one coming soon. But in here, you're going to get, they're all 5x7. This is 100 GSM. You're going to get 40 sheets of your drawing paper. So if you like working with your pencils, it'll have a really nice key on that that will make your pencils blend beautifully. Then, this is really cool, you're going to get 6 sheets of 200 GSM canvas paper. That's cool, isn't it? Oh, I like that. Then you're also going to get 15 sheets for your acrylics. We've got some fabulous acrylic inks in at the moment, which David's going to showcase later on. And then you're also going to get 15 sheets of your watercolour. And these are really cool. Maybe you go out and paint. My dad used to be a member of Blackburn Artists, and every year he was in it, he won #1 pastel of the year for his pastel drawings every year. And every year there was a little bit of a tiff between my mum and my dad, because they'd do a little gallery, and she'd always say to me, your prices are too low. And he'd like, Pauline, I just want everybody to enjoy my artwork. So there was always this little bit of a thing going on. But these are brilliant. My point is, I used to go out on a Thursday and they paint outside. These are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And for $7.99, that's bonkers. I'd pay that for the canvas one, because I think that is brilliant. If you want to have a play around with canvas, what a great price and what a great way to start. Shop Royal, $7.99. Right, let's go through some dies, shall we? And then we can recap the magazine things later on. Right, now then, these are fabulous. Now, this is the lowest price we've ever bought them to you at. I know I'll ask the question of, will there be charisma? There is charisma for every single one of them. And this is called Lace Journey. So, first of all, Precious Moments. You've got the lovely lady there with that little baby growing inside. She's cooking it, isn't she? So you've got both of those plus the matte layer die and the charisma to go with it. Then we move on to Bundle of Joy, where she's had the baby. Look how lovely that is. I think this is a great set. So that one. Then you've got, I'm going to do it this way, the little girl, Cuddly Friends, with a little bunny. Oh, it's a little deer, a little fawn. So you're getting that one as well. And then you're also going to get her a little bit more grown up, but with her cuddly bunnies this time. Now, these are from way, way, way back when Tattered Lace started, but there is charisma with them. So please don't think that you've got to start colouring them in, because you don't. This will work perfectly with all your die cutting machines. As long as you can fit that size die through your machine, you're good to go. And I think that's a really lovely one. Now, it's $8.99 before your discounts, and you'll still get your points on that. Brilliant, isn't it? I love that. I think it's a really, it is just precious. I think it's a really nice one to have in your stash. Now then, Eastern Elements. So this is one of our most popular die sets. Again, it's the bits that are it's the bits that are left over. When you see the dies, you'll be like, yeah, that's not bits that are left over, Mel. They're beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful, but this is the last of our stock. That's a better way of putting it. You know, I've been doing this long enough, I should know better, shouldn't I? First of all, your artwork. Now, this was new, so we revitalised your collection on this one. So you're going to get all of these wonderful, wonderful scenes. The colours in these are absolutely beautiful. If you want to keep spring and summer in your craft room for a little bit longer, because the clocks go back this weekend, then this is absolutely beautiful. Look at these. If you printed those on our Arctic White vellum, you know, the one that's got like the texture to it. It's not textured, but it looks like it's got a texture to it. Or the vintage paper. These are absolutely stunning. You can smell the blossom, can't you? Then you've got another sheet that incorporates the buildings and the mountains in the background, the little bridge over there, and then also those. So this is included in your deal. Right, now then, this die would be over £24.99 by itself, because look at the size of that metal. I think that's probably a, I'm going to say a £34.99 die, because you get the frame with all the blossom, you get the matte layer for that, and then you get this piece that hangs down or can come in from the side. You've got the branch in there, you've got the smaller elements that you can decoupage up, and then you've also got this piece here which you can use to make it wider, taller, however you prefer. So that, I'm going to say, will be definitely £34.99 minimum, because I always thought that dies were costed on the metal, on the intricacy. They're not. It's about the amount of metal, and you've got a lot of metal in there. Right, now then, so you're already £10 better off than if you just bought that by yourself, and you've got the download. Is the download on separately, Amber?
Yes.
How much is it, please?
£10.99.
£10.99. Right, so you've got £10.99's worth of artwork and a £34.99 die already, right, for £24.99. These are one of my favourite dies. So the way that this works is you print this picture off several times, okay, and then you take the dies that are inside, and if you look, you can see this line here will go across that top of that mountain like that and cut this section out. So then you decoupage that up onto your full picture. You then cut with this one across another piece, and that will cut this rectangle out at the bottom. I know it goes through that building there, but that's irrelevant because we build that back up. So then that one goes on 3D foam pads. Then you use this one to cut out this layer and then enhance that. You use that one, and then you use that one for your building, and then you've got all your reeds and grasses that go at the front. So basically it creates like a little tunnel card if you want it to. Now, even if you think, right, well, I don't want to use foam pads because I want to post it and it's going to be too thick, still put the decoupage layers on. Just put them on with flat glue. Maybe take a very, very pale blue or pale grey ink pad and just very gently, don't go too far down, but just very gently ink that top edge, because then it will look like a drop shadow. But that is one of my favourite styles of dies, so you're getting that one. And then you're also going to get our Tranquility Geisha, our Eastern Elements Blossoming Love couple, and Peace. So £10.99, $34.99, and then these, I'm going to say that's probably a, let's say £19.99 minimum. And then you've got all of these. Now, you're getting all of that today, Shop East, £24.99, and then you will still get your discount. Brilliant, isn't it? I love it when we bring you deals, because I know if I was sat where you were, I'd be like, yes, yes. Now then, let me talk to you about some of my favourite ever tattered lace dies, and I'm going to let you into a little secret here. I don't think I've ever told you this, but I feel like I'm I don't know, like my name's Mel and I'm a craftaholic, that kind of thing, do you know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you into a little secret. These dies are my favourite ones that the favourite style that Tattered Lace ever did. Now, they're two separate die sets, but I like it. I loved the chunky frame because of the way that a die works. When the die cuts through the card with that pressure, especially if you use one of the polythene sheets, you know, the poly bags that we've been bringing you, instead of cut tidy, something like that, it pushes into that area. Now, because there's some wider areas, you get a lovely shape like that. Now, you don't get that with the scan and cut, so I'm going to tell you that I own these dies, because I bought them because they're so lovely when you cut them, and we're going to cut them in a minute. Now, this one, first of all, is a beautiful, beautiful doily. So you get the die itself, and then you get your mats and layers. So this could be a card blank, that one can be your mat and layer, and that one can be the detail, okay? You can cut them into quarters, and you've got corners. You can cut them in half and attach that to the top of your card and have a header card. So you've got the opportunity to be able to do lots of different things with these. When you see these cut, they are absolutely beautiful. So that die is Shop Elegant. Are you kidding? $9.99. That's brilliant. $9.99. Now, am I right in saying, Amber, that if they buy that, they get this artwork free? How much is the artwork on its own? $12.99. You get your free gift is more than you're paying for your die. Why would you not? Right? Even I'm going to say this out loud. Even if you're a Scan and Cut user, for $9.99, get this because you'll get that artwork as well. Seriously, it's beautiful. Wait till you see it cut. Then, because we're lovely and we love you all, look at this. Look how beautiful these are. These are absolutely delightful. I didn't get this one, I bought mine. Look at all of these. Aren't they pretty? So rice paper designs, you could scale them down. I wonder if that canvas paper would go through a printer. I need to try that. Might do. Try that later on. But you're getting all of these beautiful rice paper designs worth $12.99. Did you say? Wow, free. And you're only paying $9.99 for the die. Brilliant. Now then, we have another one that works with that as well. Now this is absolutely stunning. You're getting both of the corners. Shop Fancy, $9.99. And guess what? You'll get the artwork included as well. So $12.99 free gift, $9.99 for that is ridiculously good. So please don't miss out on these. We don't have a lot of these left in either of them. So if you want them, please get them into your baskets and get those baskets checked out. Now we also have a smaller one. This is lovely. I made a little easel card out of this last time we brought this on air, and it was super sweet. So I used the back as my actual card itself. I then cut this out of a piece of card, matted it onto this die, and then created a score line and just made a little easel card. And I was thinking for wedding placements or Christmas tables, this will make a really pretty name setting, or you can just use it as a smaller card. So Shop Adorn will get you that one for £5.49. Right, now then I want to talk to you about this Chromolux card, because when you see these cut out of the Chromolux, honestly, beautiful. Shall we go and do it now? Let's go and do it, because if I'd rather you saw it than me talk to you about it. Right, let's get, so this is your Chromolux card. It's a speciality card stock. Now, I think it was Pauline the other day, because I said, please don't try this on your Scan and Cut, because unless you cut in really basic shapes, because of the way that it's made, it's got this coating on top, and because of the straight blade, it wants to flick the top layer up, okay? So I was saying that on the Tuesday Scan and Cut shows, and I'm sure it was Pauline messaged in and said, what if you put it on your Scan and Cut mat that way? And I said, yeah, that could work. I said, I need to try it. Anyway, by the time I come out, she tried it and she said it works. So that's how you do it on your Scan and Cut, right? Now then, in this pack, you're going to get, this is a blinking brilliant deal, guys. Can I just say this? I would expect to pay for this quality of card with a speciality finish at least £1 a sheet. All right, so in here, you're going to get 4 of your red, which is perfect for coming up for Christmas. You've got that gorgeous royal blue. You've got the most stunningly elegant gold. It looks a bit yellow on your screen. It's not. In fact, let me hold it up like that. You might be able to see the colour better. It's like a brushed metal. It's stunningly beautiful. Then you've got your silver. Oh, hang on. White first. Gloss white. And it is glossy. It's like photo paper. So you've got that gloss to it. Then you're going to get your brushed silver. And then you're going to get your gloss black. That's like the door at number 10 Downing Street. It's the only thing I like about that building. Anyway, right, so if you want that, we've knocked the price down from $17.99. Now, $17.99 was the deal price because we deal direct with the paper factory.
Jane. Who?
Was it Jane?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jane. Amazing. Love that. One of them. Right to you, Jane. That's brilliant. Why did I not think of that? I would think, wouldn't you, after nearly 10 years of experience? Honestly. Right, let's have a cut of this with these dies because these are beautiful. I'm going to start with this big doily one and I'm going to bring in my Pro Cut plates. So I've got my 3mm plate with my magnetic sheet on. I'm going to put the die over to the side and I'm going to pull it back. So you imagine this is like if you put your die right up to the top there, it's like trying to get over a speed bump really slowly. Okay, you like kind of do that, then you come back a bit, go that, come back a bit. What we need to do is pull it back slightly so that the machine can grab these plates without that die right at the top. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of our gold. You have to see this in gold, it's beautiful. And I'm going to cut a piece down. It's absolutely stunning. Please tell me I've cut that big enough. Yes, I have. Perfect. Now, because it is very detailed, these poly bags that we've been bringing you recently, I think we did a pack of 100 and then we did a pack of, no, 250 and then a pack of 100. I'm going to put that on. Now, cut tidy. Have we got those in stock, Amber? Do you know? Do you know, Sean?
Guess so.
Maybe. These plastic sheets, yes please. So many years ago there was a product came out called Cut Tidy and it was meant to keep your dies clean when you cut them. So you put your Cut Tidy in between the Cut Tidy sheet or in between the card and the die, and it will keep your dies clean so you didn't have to clean them out. I used it as a shim. Now Cut Tidy, I believe you can get 5 A4 sheets for $9.99 and you use it till it drops to bits. And then we ran out and we couldn't get hold of it anymore. So we started using these poly bags. Honestly, the difference in price, the money it saves you is bonkers. So let's take this out. Whoop, there we go. Right, now can you see in the middle there where it hasn't quite gone through? So what you're looking for is like a pencil line round here. Now I expected that because this part here is right in the center. So if you ever get that, double this over. Now there's another top tip for you as well. If there's just a little bit, don't cut a piece of card with a straight edge, tear it. So by tearing the card, you can go just to that little bit. I'm not going to do it for this, but let's say it was just that bit there. You can put that over the top and it will add that pressure just in that place. If you cut it, you'll get a harsh line. So tear it. That was a tip I learned from Stephanie many years ago. Right, I'm going to double that up. All right, we're going to run it through again. So you do have to be, when you're buying dies like this, you need to just be a little bit patient and it might need a couple of passes. But what you get out of it means I don't care. In fact, if you've sent it through and reversed it, if you've got a machine that will reverse, it doesn't matter. Now look at that. How stunningly beautiful is that? It's gorgeous. Right, let me take it out and show you on this Chromolux card. Now I'm going to do my best, Amber, to get it all in the bin, but I'm not guaranteeing that that will happen. So just bang it. Please don't ever bang it with the cutting edge facing down. 1, you'll damage your table, and 2, you could damage your die. Amber, could you just go and get me a pokey tool, darling, please? Right, at this point, I'm going to take it out of here. Every single piece on here has cut perfectly. Look, I can just pop these through. Look at this, it just pulls out. Look at these. They're fabulous. Please don't miss out on these dies. Even if you've already got it, get it again, because you're getting a free download, a free artwork. Right, what I might have done is run that through one more time, just because they're pulling, well, they're not, see, a little bit more patience probably. Can you see how it's just catching there? Can you see that there? Just that little bit. Right, I'm going to try it again, because I know it cuts beautifully and I want you to see, try it this way. So instead of doing it that way, I'm going to do it that way this time, all right? Said this yesterday, I don't shy away if something doesn't quite go right, and we might just run it through once and then run it back through again. So let's try it this way this time. If I put that sheet, see, this is what happens as soon as I put something down here. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The other option is to use your metal shim, because it is a thick card and it's the way that the card's made. So I've picked the most difficult cardstock to show you on, but you can see here, look how these are just popping out now. Watch, look, press it down, look at this. They'll just all pop through. But look how it gives you, this is why I bought them. Can you see how it gives you almost like that embossed look? I'm just going to send it through again, just because I can. But it gives you this beautiful, it almost looks like it's been through an embossing folder, and this is why I bought these as dies. I have them as SVG files, but I also wanted the dies because it's really elegant. Now imagine that as your drinks coasters on your Christmas table. How cool will that be? That's better, I can see it already. Much better. Look at this, right, ready? There you go. Look at that, and now these just pop out super easily. Have we found those wallets, love? Are you trying? Just trying hard, or Amber? Are they? No, they're called Polly Pockets, I think. I think that's what it was. Anyway, have a look on the website because we sell the bags, and you can either get 250 of them. No, yeah, 250 of them, which will give you 500 half sheets, because you don't need to use the whole thing, you just cut them in half, which would save you a small fortune. But look how beautifully detailed that die is. Stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And on this Chromolux card, I mean, you imagine doing that on your Christmas table with a slight drop shadow like that, and then everybody's glasses go on there. Now, I've just had another thought. Hey, up, here we go. This is what happens, you see, isn't it? When you craft, you do one thing, and then you think, oh, actually, I could do this. Now, I'm going to talk you through this one. So what you could do is take a piece of Chromolux card. Let's just need to clean this properly. Bear with. Sorry. I know. I've got an eyelet show later on as well. I know. I'm really sorry. Right. Now then, I'm going to try this because I think... Let's take another piece of this gold. Of course, you're not going to fit, are you? Little horror. That's because you didn't measure it with the die, Melanie. That's why. So if I take this, I'm hoping this is going to work. So let's cut round this. Let's try and keep it as neat as possible so I can use the rest of it. If I put that on there, I'm going to put it on the most difficult way, which will be that way. And I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to put any of those sheets through because I kind of want this to stay in the card. I want the outside edge to come out, but I want the detail to stay in because I want to see if what this looks like. Right, let's try that. Okay, I just need to do it again, so I'm going to turn it round because I've got this edge more or less, but I need to just rotate that round. So I'm going to put it on that way this time. Actually, I'm going to move that up there, move that round here. Let's try this, and I might try it with just a single layer of the plastic because I want the outside edge, but I don't want the middle to come out. A bit like when we used to do the Disney dies. You remember when we did the princesses and all the detail fell out of their skirts, and I put tape on the back of the card so that when it went through, it pushed in, but it didn't cut right through. So it kept the background with it, but I want to see if it'll work with this. Oh, she's found them. How many do we get? 250. Perfect. Right, now then, if I very carefully take this out, hoping this is going to work. Please work. Please, please, please work. I do find that if you ask nicely, it kind of... there's some little bits coming out, but you'll get the idea. So we've got that. Now if we take the silver one and put that over the top, there's your Christmas doily. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Now I could have used the matte layer, but I wanted it to I didn't want a gold edge. I just wanted it like that. Isn't that beautiful? And you're getting this die with the two outside edges for $9.99, and then you're getting a free gift, which are beautiful rice papers worth $12.99 free. So your free gift is worth more than you're actually paying for that die. Brilliant, right? Right, I'm going to recap now, guys, because I don't want anybody missing out on my particular deal of the day. So, SVG, Tattered Lace magazines, digital. So we did 2 years worth. So you're going to get 24 issues. And when we decided that we were going to do this, my one stipulation was I want our customers at the time, our friends and family, to be able to open up these magazines, because they're digital, but be able to flick through. It was a flick book. So I want them to be able to flick through and go, I want to make that card. And they would have everything to make that card cutting file wise. So you had your cardstock, obviously, but you get your card base. There's envelopes in there. All your mats and layers. If the mats and layers are red and yellow, you get the red and yellow printable file. If you don't want to use the printable and you want to use cardstock, you've still got the cutting file. Okay, so you use that. Then you've got all your Charisma and your SVG cutting files for that. Now you can keep using that over and over and over again, because it's then yours and it will stay on your account at Highlight Crafts. Then if there are any sentiments on it, we had the sentiment as a drawing file. Then if there was any embossing, because we started putting an embossing folder on the front, we gave it you as a cutting file so you could do it out of Mylar. It's just amazing value for money. So to get, this is one issue printed out. Oh, that peacock's beautiful, look at that. You're getting all of these cutting files, but on top of that, you're also getting video tutorials, you're getting information, inspiration, and lots of education. There are video tutorials with our Amanda, and today, for today only, this is the caveat, today only, you can get almost 10,000 cutting files for your scan and cut. How incredible is that? And then on top of that, you've got all the sentiments forever. You've got all the stencil files forever. You've got all the, we do envelope templates in there. You've got those forever. So it's a really good time to get a massive amount of content, plus that education, plus all the backing papers as well, for $39.99 today. $39.99. Never did I ever think we would take a £720 product and do it at $39.99. But today, this is my deal of the day, my personal one, because I think that is tremendous. I always say this is why I do the club the way that I do the club. And the next classes are available actually for you to purchase right now. I sat there for quite a long time thinking I was going to do the Scan and Cut Club, and I thought, you know what, the best way to learn your machine is to use it, and the most fun way to use it is to make a project. So all the clubs have been project based, and they will continue to be. This is the same. So you imagine sitting there and go, oh, my crafty mojo's run away, flick through and go, oh, that's nice, I want to make that. You can make that. But you have the cutting files and the printable elements forever, and it's $39.99. Then you'll get your discount, no postage because it's digital, and your points will go back on in a couple of weeks' time. Right, so that's the digital version. The physical version, obviously we don't do the magazines anymore, so it goes from issue 1 to 108. This is now a PDF, so you can choose to read it on your computer or you can print it off. It's entirely up to you. But what you're getting is all that information. Look at that, inspiration, information, education. That was our Nancy's strapline, that, for this product, and she did it, well, every single one of them, I think, she was the editor for. Now, not only are you going to get the magazine content with all that inspiration, and don't think, well, I haven't got that die, I can't make that card. Right, so look at this one, for example. If you don't have that die, or that stamp, you'll have dies that are alphabets or stickers that are alphabets. You might not have that particular image. Use another image. It's about the layouts. Most people, or a lot of people, struggle with where composition, where to put it, what looks right, what doesn't look right. You've got all that in all 108 magazines to bring you that inspiration. On top of that, you're going to get all of the backing papers that you can print out time and time and time again. It's a brilliant, brilliant deal, but please don't miss out on it. It's £30. I can't find the code, love, because my screen's gone off. Again, shop full. £30. Now then, let's talk about these because we're running out of time. This is another phenomenal deal. So you get from the couple when they're expecting to the baby that's been born, the little toddler as they're growing up with that beautiful fawn. We did that as a an ink lily image, an ink lily class. I'm sure we did. Oh, stamp. I think we did it as a stamp. Sure, we did that. And then also you've got her a little bit older with her little fluffy bunnies. This, my friends, is an amazing deal. Yes, absolutely, there is charisma available for them. Shop Journey, $8.99. Now, this one has been incredibly popular, and I'm not surprised. This artwork here, did you say it was $10.99?
That's correct. Yeah.
$10.99 for your artwork. Now, you're paying $24.99 for that artwork with that die. One of my favourite dies, which are these scene ones. Your Geisha Tranquility, your Peace, and your Blossoming Love. You're getting all of that today for $24.99 before your discount. That's amazing value for money, that, guys. But this, again, here, is just bonkers crazy. So this is the one we've just cut and made into our little table setting, our coaster. This is very elegant. I can see this, actually, especially out of that Chromolux card on a Christmas table or a wedding table. How lovely is that? It's beautiful, isn't it? So you get that for $9.99, which is mad. And then you get this artwork worth $12.99 thrown in. Do you know what? I love it when we do deals like this, because I'd be really excited if I was sat at home watching this. Even if you're an SVG customer, do yourself a favour and treat yourself to that, because the way that it does with this Chromolux card, look how beautiful the edges on that. Can you see how it's tucked itself in? And you get that lovely beveled edge. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Now, these two are stunning. You can cut them in, so you can use them as inside your card. You can put them on the front of your card. You can put them that way, so it goes down the side of a card like that. You can put two together. It's entirely up to you. But that one is Shop Fancy, and again, if you buy that one, you get those two free of charge. Chromolux card, please don't miss out on this. I don't know if we can get any more of this when it's gone, but now we know that if you put the colours side down on your scan and cut, it will cut it. You're going to get 24 12 by 12 sheets for $9.99 before your discount. Now, I've been teaching my SVG customers to save card. So if you've got dies and you take two rectangular dies like that, put one inside the other and tape them in place, you'll end up with a frame. If you then put that frame, say, onto the black and you glue it flat, it will look like you've done a layer of black, a layer of gold, and then another layer of black. It looks like you've done 3 layers, but actually you've used a small amount of your card, you've still got the bit that was left inside it, and you haven't done a second layer of your black. It's brilliant. It's called formatting and layering. Give it a go, because it's really, really clever. Right, my lovelies, I am going next door now to be with David for an hour. We have got a mega mould show. Please don't miss out on that Tattered Lace subscription. Amber, can we get that added to every show today, please? The digital subscription. Yeah. Please, because I don't want you to miss out on that. That is honestly, I was blown away when she said yes yesterday, because I knew I was pushing my luck. I was expecting her to go, can we not do $49.99? And I'd have gone, $39.99, guys, before your discount, no postage, and it's instant. And Sean thinks our 8 gig USBs, you might need 1 and a bit.
I think so.
1 and a bit. Yeah, absolutely, 1 and a bit. Right, I will see you in a few minutes' time next door with our lovely David Waite. See you in a bit.